welcome to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more, bringing you some more Spider-Man PS4 news. This time, we got another Daily Bugle insider news, finally on the PS4 page. The last time we've had anything like this was about maybe a little over a month ago, and I was waiting for something new to come out for the Daily Bugle. So before I get into the news segment of the Daily Bugle on the PS4 website, I just want to address this image right over here. This is the new Spider-Man classic costume, and when I say new classic, meaning Insomniac's version of the classic Spider-Man. As you all may know, the game takes place 8 years later of Peter Parker being Spider-Man, but before we get to that point, we're going to be playing as classic Spider-Man in the past. So yes, Spider-Man will wear his traditional classic red and blue duds, and it's going to be really awesome. And we finally got an up-close image. We did get a really quick clip of the Spider-Man classic costume, but we couldn't see it well enough because the person that was playing as the character in the classic costume didn't stand still. So we finally have a frontal image of the costume, and it looks pretty much traditional and reminiscent to the original costume from the comics. So without further ado, let's move on to the Daily Bugle news segments. Starting with Rhino's Rampage Roadblocked. That's the headline for this newspaper. But Rumble causes $100 million in damage by Ben Urich. Spider-Man collided with Rhino head-on as the armored brute barreled through a caravan of armored cars while attempting to make off with the millions in gold bullion. The brawling pair made the corner of 49th Street and 5th Avenue their arena, slinging signs and city property at each other. Spider-Man ultimately subdued the horned hothead, but only after the destructive duo razed an entire city block and pulverized the city's beloved ice rink. Now that Rhino has been shipped off to the raft, New York City's maximum security prison, one question remains: will taxpayers pick up the multi-million-dollar tab for Spidey's latest damage? So it's pretty cool. Of course, Spider-Man always causes damage in his wake, or at least he contributes to that damage when fighting off villains. Everybody needs to wonder, or at least I wonder, how come he doesn't stay like a good Samaritan and help out clean up the city, or at least parts of the city or the streets corners that he damages? I mean, has nobody ever thought of that? It's a good valid point that people bring that up. You cause damage, you contribute to that damage, you should help out rather than just leaving the crime of the scene, because technically you are committing a crime by leaving the crime of the scene if you're the one there. So yeah, but Spider-Man is a hero, so that's who he is, a masked vigilante. He doesn't want anybody to know who he is. Anyways, moving on to the next snippet. Sideline the Spider. Don't let Spider-Menace replace police force. Opt submitted by James Stevenson. Law enforcement has put up with Spider-Man's heroic antics for too long, heroic being in quotation marks. His continuing presence has risked the very mission and reputation of New York's finest. Just when did the police commissioner ever express a need for psychics? From what I remember, never. Instead of working alongside the brave men and women on the police force, the amateur vigilante slips on a mask and swings through the city, dealing out his own reckless form of justice to the city's foes. Let us not rely on this masked menace to do the job of individuals who have trained years to do. If he's serious about righting New York City of crime, he should follow law enforcement's lead and fight crime the legal way with a uniform and badge. Grave Encounters. New street drug grave dust creates monsters by Betty Brandt. Health officials are warning citizens to avoid a violent, new, and highly addictive street drug dubbed grave dust. Medical reports exclusively obtained by the Daily Bugle outline the violent changes users undergo immediately after ingesting the drug. Biochemists are working hard to crack the formula, whose effects supposedly alter users' appearances. Terrified eyewitnesses claim that the user's skin flushes gray and hardens, quite literally as if they turned to stone. Others report users break into the fits of rage, inflicting violence against innocent citizens and even themselves. For the safety and well-being of all, health officials are urging those suspected of using grave dust to seek help immediately. So we have a snippet of New York City. I think it's one of New York City's finest or something, who's been under the influence of the grave dust drug, and you can see the side effects that they do appear to have gray skin that's kind of hardened and in very zombie-like nature with whitened eyes and possibly sharp teeth. So we're going to be dealing with a new type of drug and a new type of villain. Possibly there might be a leader behind us that's distributing these drugs to these innocent bystanders, and they're becoming monsters. So that'll be fun to see, and that'll be fun to deal with as a side mission for the Spider-Man PS4 game. A Feast for All. So this is a segment featuring a picture of Aunt May on the side. thriving shelter approaches 5th anniversary by Ben Urich. Charitable entrepreneur Martin Lee opened his first Feast shelter in Chinatown 5 years ago. Since then, it's become a beacon of hope for New York City's hopeless. When asked about his success, Lee simply says, "It's not to what I owe success, but to whom." Lee gives all the credit to faithful full-timers like May Parker, who he says are the real heroes keeping Feast functioning on a daily basis. Lee has no celebration plans, stating Feast will treat its 5th anniversary like it did its first day, serving up comfort and help to those who need it most. And now if you look here, we have a little advertisement right over here that says ES Empire Sanitation. Call us when you need it to take a load off. 555-0147. Prison Problems. The Raft response to rumored rot by Robbie Robertson. So I love how this newspaper is bringing up characters from different comic books. You have Robbie Robertson, who's a very popular character in the Spider-Man comic books, works at the Daily Bugle. Currently in the comics, if you're reading the current Spider-Man Amazing Spider-Man comic books, he runs the Daily Bugle. J. Jonah Jameson no longer runs it. He's got his own talk show, his own podcast. So it's really different, and times have changed nowadays. And then you also have Ben Urich, who is also a well-known character from the Daredevil comic books. So back to the prison problem segment. As the premier wonder of our local prison system, the maximum security institution known as the Raft should be the best place for the incarcerated supervillains, but rumors are swirling about its supposed faltering security, fueling public fears that the impervious prison is on the fritz. Rumors claim the Raft wasn't completely primed for the extraordinarily diverse abilities among inmates. Insiders claim the security protocols in place aren't specific enough to fully contain inmate superpowers, with some reporting prison guards have improvised prisoner restraint during the occasional outburst. In an attempt to quell worry, prison officials have released a statement detailing plans for meetings between the warden and city and state officials to formulate new benchmarks for incarcerated supervillain supervision. With work scheduled to begin immediately, citizens and prison employees, for that matter, can breathe a little easier knowing any faults found in the fortress are being addressed. So yes, we have the Raft in this picture here, and of course the Raft plays a big part in the game, as we did get that teaser from E3. So it's pretty cool that we're getting these Daily Bugle news segments, at least on a monthly basis from what it looks like. Okay, the next segment says Fisk frisked. Wow, that did not roll off the tongue that easily. Fisk frisked. CEO's office searched amidst Kingpin rumors by Kat Farrell. Rumors have been swirling around construction magnate Wilson Fisk. There are whispers that Fisk and his construction enterprise feed the criminal underbelly of New York City, with anonymous tips claiming Fisk himself is the unidentified kingpin leading it. Authorities say they had no choice but to probe the highly respected CEO for answers. After a thorough search, no solid evidence was found to support the claims, leading the police department to back down from pursuing any further investigation against Fisk and the so-called kingpin gossip. Despite the recent allegations against him, Fisk has made it clear he's untroubled by them. The magnate jetted off to Japan to continue negotiations with potential partners for overseas development plans. And then lastly, we have the $100 to the man who can stay in the ring for 3 minutes with Crusher Hogan, New York Sports Arena. Tickets available now. So if that doesn't sound familiar, of course, that $100 to the man who can stay in the ring for 3 minutes with Crusher Hogan, that segment appeared in the first Spider-Man movie, and of course in the original comics. Only in the Spider-Man movie, it was $3,000 to the man who can stay 3 minutes with Crusher Hogan, or in this case Bonesaw from the movie, and it's Crusher Hogan these days because it's 2018. So it was an entirely different character from back then in the comic books. So it's really cool that, you know, we got that reference here. It's very similar to like the classic Spider-Man comic books, and it's really cool that we're getting these Daily Bugle New York posts, and I just wish that we'd get them some more often, because I really love doing the Spider-Man PS4 video game videos for you guys, and I know you guys enjoy it, and arguably I think it's my most popular videos. I mean, my segments on Spider-Man PS4 news updates are my most popular videos, and I know you guys love it. I personally love making these videos. As is, I'm having a really good time making these videos. I mean, Spider-Man's my favorite character, and this is a game that I've been waiting for a long time. A game like this that looks this good. So I'm really excited to pick it up, and of course I'm really excited to give one copy giveaway to one of you guys, and of course up to 3 of you guys can win a copy or prizes that are Spider-Man PS4 related. And all you got to do is like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything, and of course submit your entry to win a giveaway right in the description link below. So all you got to do is go to the link, submit your entry, and I will pick up to 3 winners for the Spider-Man PS4 giveaway The first winner will win the Spider-Man PS4 Collector's Edition giveaway. The second one will win the Collector's Box. And of course, there will be a third bonus giveaway if I reach 700 subscribers by August 31st. So all you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything. So what will happen next is that I have another episode of the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. That's gonna be uploaded tomorrow. And then after that, we have a new Comic-Con trailer of Venom. So this new image got released, and Venom looks really cool in this picture. It's like he got ripped right out of the comic books, and I cannot wait to do my reaction on it and talk about it this Friday. So expect that video to be uploaded at least this Friday evening around 8 p.m. or so. Look out for that. Don't forget to subscribe, click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything, and I'm repeating myself too much. And as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.